Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Brian. On today's project, we're going to work on installing some new car stereo speakers in our 93 VW Cabriolet. With the price of diesel fuel lately, I've been driving this car a little more. Gets a little better fuel mileage, and it has about the same miles on it as the Touareg does. So a few years ago, we installed this Bluetooth radio in here. I think it came from Crutchfield. There's a video on the channel about installing it, and it works fine. But we did notice that, at least when I've been driving it lately, and I've noticed when you can hear the radio, anything pretty much other than highway speeds, it sounds like sound's only coming out of one speaker. Let's see if I can demonstrate. So, my satellite radio finally connected through my phone app, but it sounds as though there may be one. Now that it stopped, sounds like there may be one speaker connected, so I've got some new ones. Let's get them in here. Not sure how well the audio clip turned out, but those speakers suck. So originally I bought a kit on Amazon that had 4 speakers. When I started looking into it and got them, started taking the car apart, realized this car has 6 speakers. So in the back there are 4x6s. In the doors are 5 1/4 and 1-inch tweeters. So all this stuff came from Amazon. I'll put the link down below. I kind of piecemealed it all. That's why they're different brands, because I couldn't find an exact kit. So the 1-inch tweeters, we'll have to probably do a little work to figure out how those fit in the door. These 5 1/4s go in the bottom of the door panel in the front. That should be pretty much bolt in. And the 4x6s go in the door panel in the rear. They should be pretty much bolt in. Let's get started. We'll start here in the rear, since I think this will be the most easiest and straightforward. The outside of this window crank should pop off here. One screw. This little trim around the door opening peels off. And there's a little bunch of plastic clips back here that, let's hope, don't break off. And there's just a factory style plug that disconnects from the back of the speaker. I don't know how well that shows up, but that speaker is completely disconnected from the foam around it, so that's all rotted away. So I don't think that was doing anything. So with the door panel up here on the workbench, these little speed nuts here appear to be a 9mm. These are just kind of rubber bushings, rubber washers, I guess. The grill comes off. The old speaker comes out. So yeah, that was pretty much done. There's the new speaker. I would hope that the holes would line up, which, yeah, some of them do. I think we can make that work. The new ones come with a grill, so you could replace the whole grill. But I believe we can just reuse the factory grill. Except it doesn't quite fit in that opening. Well, that sucks. Fit from the outside. Nope. I hate to do this, but we're gonna have to trim this opening to make this sit like it should. It's bonded most of the way around except where it's coming apart. So I guess really it's not bonded, it's just pressed. So we'll see if we can get that trimmed out. So on second thought, I could cut out that speaker opening, but it's gonna, then this will protrude into that. So we're just gonna try it. Put the grill on. I believe it'll work. Go ahead and just stick these little rubber washers on there. Should be able to reuse everything. So now we'll have to modify the wiring. So the speaker connections are a regular slide-on spade connector. Kind of a big and a little. Larger one is the positive, and it says on there somewhere. But the connector in the car is a modular type deal. I'm going to make the assumption that the brown one is the negative and the red-green one's the positive. So let me get that cut off there, and we'll put the crimp-on connectors on there. And with that, it should just plug on. That's a powerful magnet on that speaker. Let's not forget that. Moving up to the front door panel, the kick panel, I guess, map pocket, whatever you want to call it. There's 2 screws in the front. And it kind of pops off. That's all there is to it. You just have the same 9mm speed nuts. come with grills. Obviously we're not going to use those. Point the speaker connections towards the front. So I cheated and I already did the other side. Here's what I ran into. These holes do not line up. Well, one of them will line up. So to remedy that, I took the two towards the front and I just snipped out the edge of the hole. And then two of the pins will line up. At least they did on the other door. And the rubber washers and the speed nuts will go back on. They come with wires, so you could likely replace the wire if you wanted to. I'm going to use the existing wiring, but the terminals are two different sizes, the minus being the smaller. So I have a small one, and I had some, for some reason, some medium-sized female terminals. So I'll go ahead and get those crimped on there. The wires on these plugs are doubled up because I suspect that the smaller wire goes up the door to the tweeter. We'll check on that in a minute. But they just pretty much plug in. This is a little flimsy, so you kind of got to support this to make sure you get it on all the way without breaking something. In the door panel are the 1-inch tweeters, and they pop in. There's no screws. You can pull the little mirror adjust knob off, pull the little rubber boot off. I'm hoping I can get in behind here and just pop the door panel. There's a little tab on top you push and they come right out. And yes, with the small wires, I'm sure those run down to the speaker in the door pocket. See if we can figure that thing out. So there's the 1-inch tweeter. There's what we have to go in there. I can't really, I guess we could blow all that away and put that whole cup in there. This thing appears to be epoxied in there, so let's see if we can get it out with something. Here's part of it. There's no turning back now. So this 3.3 MFD, I'm assuming microfarads, that's a capacitor. The new tweeters came with a little wiring harness with something attached. I don't know if that's a noise filter or if that's some sort of capacitor, so don't let me forget. put these in line. So this is just one big cast piece of plastic. Most of the time these screens will pull off. Or not. Okay, it did. Got a couple options. We can cut this center out, which we're going to have to, and maybe we can cut it out enough where this tweeter will pop out of here. My initial thought was we can clear enough of this off the back, we can just hot glue that on there and put the factory screen back on. Let's see if we can get that cut out. But we'll have to leave enough to hold that original factory screen in there. This is probably a better way to do this, but this is what I have. So we'll keep whittling away at that thing. So after a brief massive downpour, come back to this. Go ahead and cut the factory plug off. So this apparatus, whatever this is, I cut the wires off it, and I'll just use butt connectors and butt connect this and then tuck this back in the door. Ideally, this little boot would be a little longer and it would cover all that. There's a potential for it, I guess, to short together, so let me tape that. There's enough room in here behind this vapor barrier to tuck this. Just like factory.
I asked him if he'd let me to play it on the show. I just said I'm gonna play it on the show. Okay. So this is brand new Skid Row, and this is called The Gang's All Here.
All right, that sounds way better than before. I think we have success, and this is apparently new Skid Row, by the way, so the copyright police don't bust me. There you go. I'll put the links to the parts in the description, so if you want to do this to your own 91 to 93 Cabriolet, you have all that information. Thanks for watching. See you soon.